What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this video, good whatever that is. We're gonna give you a little bit of a rundown and a walkthrough of my Skeeter FX20 powered by the Yamaha SHO 250. Stands for super high output because this motor is a beast. I've been running this motor since 2011 and I have had zero issues except for the self-inflicted ones that I cause by my own stupidity. Oh gosh, at least I think that was a tree, not a rock. Absolutely amazing motor, super high reliability, which is important out here on the water, on tour. Great low end, mid-range punch, top end speed. And then continuing on, we've got an Atlas jack plate. So shallow water situations, we can lift the Yamaha up and we can cruise through that shallow water easily while keeping the motor in the water. Or in rough water situations, we can raise and lower that jack plate to adjust how the boat rides in rough water. Keeps the motor from wanting to blow out, which is super important. And then we've also got our anchoring system. So we've got the Minnkota Talons. These are 8-footers. I ran 10-footers last year and didn't feel like I was in enough situations where I needed a 10-footer. So I went with the 8s this year. It lightened things up a little bit. I didn't put tilt brackets on. If you have 10-footers, you can put tilt brackets. But the 8-footers sit at the same level or below your motor, and that allows me to be able to sneak into little shallow, sneaky squirrel places, places that maybe other anglers overlook. I don't have to worry about anything dragging, in the bottom. So I don't have to worry about dropping anything to slide underneath those, low clearance areas. So I've been super happy with these. Very quiet, reliable, great hold, and super easy to install. They're all electric, so you don't have to worry about any pumps or anything like that, which is awesome. Everything's built in. Standard light switches. Rolling around, we've got just an awesome Skeeter trailer that they actually build in-house with fiberglass fenders. I've got some custom wheels here. These are actually wheels that you can get from Skeeter, but my wrap guy down at Tyler Wrap puts my logo inside the wheels for me. So we've got those in there. At the console, spent a lot of time here during tournaments. So another very important piece of this boat, super comfortable seats. It's one comment that I get from a lot of co-anglers, boat officials, marshals, whatever you want to call them. Extremely comfortable seats. So if you spend a lot of time, long runs, or if you get in a rough water situation, having these wider, softer seats is going to save your back and just make the ride a lot more comfortable. Console, 2 Humminbird Solix 12s, same exact setup that I ran last year. I've been super impressed with these units. You've got mega side imaging, mega down imaging, 2D chirp, and everything is networked. I can run my Talons from my units. I can run my Minnkota Ultrex on the front from my Humminbird units. So everything is a one boat network. It's all linked together, so I can run it all together. We've got the Skeeter Yamaha smart gauges. All of our live well and light systems and everything is right here. We've got a TH Hotfoot down there for our throttle, be able to let on the gas, let off the gas nice and easy. We've got a dry dock storage system, which allows air to flow through this boat. So if you get any moisture in there, humidity, if it rains and gets hot and cold, you'll get moisture in your boxes, even if they're dry. So it's good to have that dry dock, just circulate that air, dry it out inside there. You don't have to worry about getting any mildew inside of your boat, as well as the OxyMax system. We've got everything here mounted to a ProSize decket mount. It's a dual decket mount, very solid, sturdy mount. That's what you want, again, rough water, and it's just very clean, easy to use. Got all my wires ran, I call it tournament ready. So if for some reason, places like Toledo Bend where you may come off of a stump, Red River, possibilities of breaking transducers off and things like that, very easy to swap out. I don't have to take things apart. That's what I love to do. I like to make it quick, easy. Coming across the front, we've got a day box where I keep a lot of my day-to-day tackle, keep a lot of my soft plastics here in this, what would be the driver's side kind of rod box. Keep all my plastics in there. One thing that I've always been impressed with Skeeter on is their buckles. I know it seems like a little thing, but the Skeeter boat buckles or rod straps are hands down the best ones out there on the market. And that's super important, right? Because it's easy to use, quick, and they're super secure. Because last thing you want to do is lose your rods running down the lake or the river when you're in the middle of a tournament or when you're just fun fishing. Coming up to the business end, where a lot of the magic happens, to the bow of the Skeeter, we've got our foot talon switch here, so we can control the talons on the back of the boat. Double tap down to go down, hit up once. We can change our modes, so we've got a soft bottom mode, a hard bottom mode, and that's going to change how many times that talon spike drives into the ground and how hard it goes. So if you're in soft bottom, you don't have to worry about it getting stuck down there. Minnkota Old Trex foot pedal, and then I ended up running a 52-inch Old Trex this year. I ran it last year halfway through the season, decided just to start with an Old Trex this year, because the cool thing with an Old Trex is it's what I call an unlimited shaft. So you can raise that motor as high as you want or go as low as you want, because it's a continuous shaft. And so you don't have to worry about a stopping point. So you get in that shallow water, you can raise it as high as you want. The only thing I have to worry about is my 360. Humminbird 360, my most important tool on my boat for the active fishing. When I'm actually fishing, from my electronic standpoint, I probably won more money using that. Finding little isolated pieces of structure when I'm fishing down the bank, being able to see fish actually on it, moving around suspended fish. So I've won a lot of money off that. Huge key for me. And I've got the same setup up here, 2 Humminbird Solix 12s, again, Mega SIDI. I run the Humminbird 360 on my front one, and I typically run mapping and DI 2D on this back one. And I've got these mounted as low as I can get them. So I've got this one just mounted directly to the aluminum plate on my Skeeter. And then I've got this one with the Precise Outdoors, just single decket mount, single dash mount. And this system works great because, again, if I do need to work on anything, we're out here, sometimes things go wrong on the road. I got easy access, 4 screws, dismount this. I can work on anything in the front of this boat. I've got trim switches, everything up here that most of your standard boats have. We've got the swing away tongue, so if you do need to swing the tongue away, if you got a shorter garage or something, you can do that with the Skeeter. And then they've got the oversized Fulton jack that comes standard on the Skeeter trailer. So we've got that all decked out. We've got rigid lights that I installed running down the trailer on both sides. So when you're driving at night, you're able to see better. Other people can see you better. We just had the truck accident a couple weeks ago. Boat's okay. They can see the boat, somehow they missed the truck. So we got that, and pretty much everything down here is exactly the same. So let's hop inside the boat and give you a look at how I store my tackle and a couple little tricks that I do inside the boat. So inside the Skeeter FX20, very simple, easy to use front deck platform and setup. You've got pretty much rod lockers on both sides, storage compartment, one big giant one in the center. So I keep all my Alpha Angler Daiwa setups inside here. Super easy to use. I store so many rods that I actually take out the front rod storage holder that comes inside the boat. I take that out so I can really fit like 35, 40 setups in here the way that I have it set up. Throw the rod jackets on there. You don't have to worry about anything getting beat up or tangled up. So that's kind of how I keep all of my rod storage, center storage. I don't know what this looks like. I have not cleaned it up since we fished a tournament this week, so not sure how organized it is. not too shabby, not too shabby. So we've got all of our Bass Mafia boxes in here, Bass Mafia briefcases, keeping all my soft plastics nice and neat. Keep the fish bomb up in here. So we've got all the scents that we need. Got a little fish bomb, shad, crawfish, garlic up in here. And if you're team fishing, there's actually a net holder. So this boat comes with a net. You can put it inside here, but all the tournaments that I fish, we're not allowed to use a net, so I don't store it in here. But super easy to keep all of your tackle stored nice and easy. If you look inside here, I actually took and added in some yoga mats. So I took a yoga mat and put it down in the bottom of here, actually pulled these black pieces out and added this yoga mat in, and then screwed these pieces back in so it's nice and neat. It can't even come out of there, it can't move, it's super clean. But that just helps with a little bit of the noise or the beating up on your boxes, so it's going to be nice and soft inside of there, and keep all your stuff protected, as well as just keeping it a little bit cooler in the summer months. So really easy, quick access to all of my tackle. It does have rod storage on each side, so if you do need to store rods, you are able to slide rods on each side of your tackle. If need be, you're able to do that. Sliding over to the other side is where I keep a lot of my just bigger briefcases. So I've got a Bass Mafia money bag with some buzz baits in there. Got my spinner baits. I keep all of my spinner baits and everything nice and neat, organized inside, and it just makes things organized, clean. Again, put the yoga mats inside here to kind of just soften everything up. Have not installed all my rigid lights in here. They just showed up this week, so we're gonna swap all of these courtesy lights out, and we'll put rigid A-series, the same lights that we have on the trailer, will get mounted inside here as well as on the deck. That way we've got all the lighting that we need inside and on top of the boat, just like we do on the outside of the trailer. And then our day box, which is typically the messiest box in my boat. You can see we got a little bit of mix of everything in here. Zoom plastics, some swim baits, keeps everything nice and neat. But before we go, I know this is one thing that I've talked about briefly before, but this system right here that I add on my Skeeter. So any of you guys that do run a Skeeter, this is just a top bulb seal, and I get this from, I believe it's Advanced Auto Parts where I get it. I'll look up the number and I'll add the number for this in the description below. The number for this seal, it fits perfectly on this little seal that comes on your Skeeter boat, right? It has this little ledge right here, and it's just simple. You push it down. You can buy, I think like 50 feet is plenty to do one boat, and you'll actually end up with a little bit left over. But what that does is it helps keep a seal on your boxes, and when you shut your box, you never have to worry about it slamming shut. I mean, it has gas shocks on it, so it does a good job anyways, but that's just a little bit added insurance to help keep everything sealed, and it keeps your boxes from wanting to bang around on the deck when you're running in rough water. So it keeps everything really tight and neat, and that's the way that we like it. So hope you guys enjoyed this tour of my Skeeter FX20 powered by Yamaha SHO.